Welcome to Wildcards. We are the D-Gens of crypto, where we talk about all things on the block. Enjoy.
Woo! What up, y'all? Is this shit working or what?
What it
I
do?
think it's working, bro.
It's working.
It was good. It's working.
What up, guys? What
Oh,
up, girls?
How we doing?
What up?
What up, Ore?
The night
What's going
has
on,
begun.
y'all? I heard we got Raza in here. What's going on about those locals, bro? I hear y'all. What's good?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yeah, we're down with Lowend over here.
Hey,
It's all
Santos
good.
Locos,
You know how
let's
it
go.
Big
I mean,
Stevie.
we all know that even my mom is
I
down
have
with Lowend.
always loved Latinos.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. It's true, and that's my mom. And real quick, before we start rolling into the show, it's been a busy fucking day for your boy. I just got back from hospice visiting family members. It's been bananas. I'm not half as prepared as I usually pretend to be. And I got to throw a quick shout out to my boy El Duque, if he's in here or not. My mom, I have some words ready for you from my mom. It's just been busy, but my mom's been thinking about you, El Duque, and this is for real.
Wild
For real.
cards, bitches.
Thanks, Mom. So you listen to Wild Cards, bitches. It's Friday night. What do? What the fuck is this place? It's a bunch of weird motherfuckers. Started out as just a DM with us talking, and then we decided to go voice chat with each other. And little by little, like, here we go. Like, we're just filling up with people who actually want to hang out with us, talk to us, and see what the crazy shit is that happens over here with this space. This space is not just me making noise. Maybe it is for like the first 10 minutes or whatever. But besides that, I'm going to let you know. It's Big Kahuna. It's Cobra. Hecka. CNFT me, please. We got D Clay. We got Taxi. Baba Booey. Hemi. We got Beto. We got Roy. And we got me. It's a whole bunch of fucking degenerate motherfucking bastards up in here. We like to have fun. We don't agree with each other all the time. This is never financial advice. This is always do your own fucking research. We just like to hang out and talk about shit. And over time,
What up,
we have
everybody?
projects that roll in that. What up? Who's saying
What up?
What up? What up? Hey. So,
Who?
who did who? So in case y'all don't know, it's Friday, and amongst the wild cards, we've been dying to hang out with Ore for like a hot minute. We were gonna hang out a little while ago, but they're like, nah, we're gonna come like next Friday and make you guys wait, but build up that anticipation because we're getting closer to mint. And then shit, you guys are on like 875 different Twitter spaces in the past couple weeks. Everybody's talking to you every day, all day. I listened to like 3 of your spaces today, I think, for shit's sake. For real. It's
Yeah, bro. We just got out the beaches of Normandy, bro. But we're
Out here grinding.
Yo, y'all are storming them beaches, cuz for real. Much respect, like you're everywhere. Much respect to the Ore Mob, of course, as well, because like that buzz keeps on getting pushed by a whole bunch of crazy bastards just going nuts and bombing and raiding like all these places. Yeah, I rock with the Ore Mob. I did some fun little gifs and made, I think, Yummy's guts drip out of their heads as we were licking that shit.
GIFs?
That's right.
You mean GIFs?
Hey, big ups to you on that, bro, because you definitely helped us pull through on that bear market showdown. That was wild. I really enjoyed looking at people make their posts and kind of really show up, bro. So that was dope.
Calling the professor.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. It's all fun. I mean, like shit. Like a few months back, all of us wildcards, we were just having fun, like with like meme wars and all that shit. Anyway, so it's just fun to do. As we've discussed before, like shit. The crypto charts look like shit half the time. The world looks like shit half the time. All this other shit's looking like shit. So it's like, why focus on that when we can have a little bit of fun and
Let's go. See, you did the research, man. Big ups to the Samurai Champloo clan, bro. Let's do it.
Yo, for real though, let me bare my soul then for a minute, because like I said, I'm really not as organized as I would like to be right now. Shit's been hitting the fan, but Again, not financial advice. This is
Hey
just
man,
me being
don't feel
honest.
bad. I tricked these two into thinking I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you're good, bro.
Dude, I
Yeah,
have
he
young
did.
school children believe in what I'm talking about, and I'm a school teacher, so like I got some weird shit happening. But so I'm psyched about the project. I'm gonna tell you why. Like for real, I grew up as a comic book geek, big time. My dad was collecting comics in the 40s and 50s. I'm a kid. I'm a kid in like the 70s and 80s, reading that shit and loving it. And then like as I was getting older, I was like in like Hanna-Barbera cartoons when like in the early 80s. And then I started seeing some anime back then. I've been looking for the name of this one that I loved as a kid. I made a beat from the theme song like a decade ago. I still don't know the name of it. But everything from Akira, as some people would say, was like life-changing for me. I have manga racks in my classroom because even when kids are bored and they don't want to do something in class, I make them read manga. These kids are watching like JoJo in my classroom. They love, and again, middle school kids, they love this kind of style of stuff. And I think that it's a different style than the NFT scene has seen for a while. Now, over time, there's more and more anime style projects and a lot of great talent, a lot of great artwork, a lot of great just hustle, and a lot of stuff going on. But
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. But there's a huge buzz going on with the Aura squad. So before we even talk about that buzz, I got questions that I'm supposed to be thinking about, and I don't know where they are. So I don't even know where to go except for Ori, what up, dude? I heard earlier that you mentioned something about Giselda, not about anime or nothing like that. Were you breezed over it real quick? Were you referencing like Conway, the rap, Machine Gun?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
Yo,
Benny the Butcher as well is like a big yeah, I'm a big fan, definitely.
Shout
okay,
out to the BSF, bro.
that's what's up. I was trying because you guys kind of breezed through that, and like I'm sure during all these there's Twitter Spaces, you talk a lot about your inspiration and this, and that. I get it, cool, but like Conway, dude's like been on the come up for a handful of years. One of my buddies has done a handful of videos for him. Who else you like in the rap game? What era? Like I think I heard you like Wu-Tang. Obviously, I'm a Wu-Tang fucking gangster. Love them motherfuckers. My crew used to
Hell
do
yeah.
shows with them. So like, your top. Okay, here we go. And this is I want to include the wild cards. Any of these motherfuckers if they want to chime in. Ori, tell me your like top 5 rappers or rap groups from
Oh
the past.
boy.
For just 5 of your favorites. Not even top. Just 5 that you're like, yo, I want to listen to this right now.
I could just like make you all mad and just name everyone from Griselda, but that wouldn't be fun.
No,
And
we want to bounce up. Give me somebody else besides Wu.
well, well,
Like
I've
Farside?
been listening to like two artists recently, and they're not all on the same edge, I'd say. I've been listening to Young Nudie, if you know that guy, and to Maxo Cream's new album, which is actually amazingly produced. Like it's such a
Maxo
fantastic.
Cream got that fire.
Yeah, it's been getting me through the work days.
That's what's up. I'm an old school dude. I've been getting into some newer stuff as time goes on. Like Travis Scott. I think I'm gonna go see him in concert at some point soon. But again, like shit. In my rotation is everything from like the Ghetto Boys or Scarface. You know what I mean? Like Nas, obviously Jay-Z. That everybody. I did shows with like Sugar Hill Gang back in like the 90s and stuff too. So like I love I respect the old. And I like these new cats, like who bring some of that old school style or the language into the new stuff. Again, shout out to trap music too and all that cool. It's new. I get it. I'm trying to get it better, but I'm an old school kid, and I'm still trying to enjoy that. And I'm a Motown fan and all that. So that's what's up. I wanted to know about your hip hop love because there's more to you than just the art, but. Besides the hip hop, you were talking another one about being a sneaker collector. Are you still collecting sneakers?
When I have time, I'm definitely following a couple of pages to see the newest releases and everything. But the problem is that Corona actually put like a huge wrench in the whole thing. Because I'm from Berlin, right? So yeah, it's about 2 a.m. right now, so I have to apologize if my thoughts are not super clear.
It's all
I'm a
good.
bit tired. Yeah, I'm coming like from a 14-day shift and like from two spaces before, so I'm like I'm a little gooped out, I'd say. Um, but yeah, so Berlin was an amazing place to be a sneaker collector because you had all these different shops that did like in-store raffles, and you could just show up, camp out, do all that stuff. And some of the stores were getting really creative with it, like there was like this drop, I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years even, of the 1985 classic um, Brad Highs from Jordan ones, and they actually like had an introduction video of like, how they buried them in a construction site. You would have to like figure out based on based on the video like where they were like um, yeah, buried essentially.
No
And
shit, for real?
come, yeah, come there, and you would get like a special like armband, and then you would go back to the shop, and you would have like a possibility to buy these shoes. So all this hassle, like all the creativity that went into it, was basically it for me. And in the end, of course, you had something that was incredibly valuable. And the most fun thing was that you would just like walk around in the streets and being recognized for the shoes you were wearing. And it,
Absolutely.
yeah, it is addicting for sure. And I guess like lots of people in this space have the same mindset of being a collector, and of having the passion of being a collector, and know what it means to have like that kind of specific feel toward owning something. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah. A
still
lot of
I'm
these motherfuckers had like, Pokemon, you know what I mean? And like
oh, absolutely.
my dad collecting, like I said, comic books all day. Shit, I collected even like Dungeons and Dragons, like hardcover books in the 80s when I was a kid until I made a killing selling them on eBay. But like certain types of people are collectors by nature, and obviously like within the NFT space, people end up being collectors. Obviously, many people we're trying to make dough, and there's some things we just like because we love the way it looks, so we resonate with it. Some are thought of as investments or something that should increase in value, But and that's shit. Shoes, same thing. I wish I stole my buddy's Jordans when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean? And hid them somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, like every pair I've flipped, which there has been like amazing resale prices, which have been reached. Like I think like almost every pair I flipped, I regretted in the end because I only signed up for shoes that I essentially liked, so I would know like if I get them and I can't flip them, then I at least would have something that I would like feel comfortable wearing around. And then I would actually be able to like get these incredibly rare shoes, like the off-white Air Force Ones in Vault colorway. I'm still mad about that shit. And I was just like, okay, like I need the $50. I gotta flip them now. And they were like, people were like crazy because it was like such a strong colorway, Like they were like, oh, that's not gonna be worth much. And then I just flipped them, and like I regretted it like 1 month afterwards, and I have regretted it ever since.
All right, I got a question then about that. I got obviously me and the crew got questions about your project, but speaking about flipping and regretting and the world of NFTs, let me ask you a question. What have you either minted and sold and regretted it, or sold too early, or something like that? Like, shit, I shouldn't have got rid of that one in the world of NFTs.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. I do own like a couple of Angel Baby hit squads because Fettuccine was nice enough to give them to me. Otherwise, I own two OGs, and that's basically it. Because I've been like super fucking in my lane drawing stuff on this project, and I'm just absolutely itching to like finish my work and get like deep dive into the collector scene, because I know there's some amazing stuff in there that I haven't had the time to really put like the dedication and the time that it needs to like read into these things and just get into these projects. And I'm pretty sure Genki can help me out with some of those. Maybe he can hook me up and plug me with some good NFTs, and then we can flip them or we can keep them.
Hey man, I can add on to that, to the flipping aspect. You know, you asked about regretting. I remember flipping clays for 108 a profit back in the day, so that was definitely one of my regrets.
Yep.
Shout out to the Seller Please Send crew. You know who you are. Let's go.
Yeah, for real. And shout out to now smart contracts, right? Like, okay, so Ori times 3. I know you're putting your heart and soul and all your effort and your time into this project. There's been obviously everybody who's in here probably knows all the basic questions that's been asked about the OG collection, the rings, the burner phones, et ceteras, et ceteras. And now we have 10,000 of these PFPs coming out. Hand drawn, I believe. 2 questions I got is, when you say time, hand drawing, all that, how many actual man hours are you putting into this, into I don't know, each piece or the project in itself for the art wise?
I think at some point you have to stop counting, or you just I don't think my math is good enough to follow up on the man hours I put into this. Well, essentially, like the process of putting these things to paper has been such a long one, because like you have to construct them first, you have to sketch them out, and then you print them out and you draw over it on paper. And sometimes you can just think of it freely. So like it definitely varies how long you take for an illustration, but I just remember like the whole in-between steps of getting analog art digitalized, like scanning them in, putting them with that kind of threshold, of course correcting them, and then putting them into the right position. It just it's been a couple of man hours, I have to say. It should be enough to say that I've been like, I don't know, like on this week I had probably like 10 hours of sleep, and like about at average like 13 to 14 hour shifts.
Goodness, brother.
For real, they say like what, 10,000 hours makes you a master or something. So I guess you got to be damn close to that.
Well, sorry, I'm taking the fast lane for sure.
Cobra, you have something?
Yeah, I do actually. When we're talking about the supply, my question is, why did you guys go with 10,000 instead of going with something lower?
Essentially, we went with 10K because we wanted to essentially like what was the word? Like I'm missing out right now. Like half of my brain is already asleep. We wanted
half
to
of mine
develop
is back.
Oh, that's amazing. Wait, I think I got it back. Like we wanted to like evolve this project into something that the community that we came to know over the process of this. We wanted to evolve this project into something, essentially a mob that can grow with the people that are like contributing to it. So we just saw the amazing engagement of the art that I put out, and how well it resonated with the community. And then we saw people coming up with their own ideas about things. People came up about, for example, about the emoji thing with the O and the 3 stars, which I have never thought of that. It's so brilliant. It's so simple. And it's actually like one of the biggest reasons why we got that big, because it has such a high rate of, that person is part of the mob if you see it. And that's just like a community idea, and that's why we wanted to wrap the whole thing around the community and make this whole project into a machine for ideas and creative thinking, and to push each other, to push values like family, to push values like unity, creativity, and support and motivation. And for the more the merrier, I'd say. Like, once you have so many people in the mob and the gang, it really becomes the fun part, where you can think about hierarchy and different factions. And the more people take place in that, the more lively it becomes, the more stories we get to tell. And there have been already many stories, like, for example, the bear market showdown in and of itself was a huge experience. It was really cool. And yeah, the more the merrier.
You just mentioned something about the factions. I would really, I would really love to find out a little bit more about that. What can you tell us about that?
Waiting it for me done. I can tell you quite a lot about the factions and what we thought about that. I don't have my spreadsheet with me right now where all the details are implemented on. Actually, funny story. After the last space, I locked myself out of my room because I wanted to go to my girlfriend, and I forgot my keys. And then actually, like, Ro and me were on the call, and he actually showed me how to, like, get back into my room by using a credit card, like real mob shit right there. Yeah. But I wish I would have brought my spreadsheet with me. But essentially, what I can tell you about that is that we have 13 factions in this whole thing. There is the 4 main factions of the mob, which are the Higambana, the Himawari, we have the Kimokusei, and we got the Sumire, which all have different specifications. So, for example, the Higambana, they are all named after a certain kind of flower. So we have the Himawari, which are like the top of the top, like the founding members, the absolute high-ranking members, the family, essentially, of the mob, and that's the fun part about, like, creating the logos, was I really wanted to implement something that like pushes the lore forward when you see the logo. So the Himawari is essentially a sunflower with what is it? 20 blossoms? 20 what's the thing called? I don't know, I'm missing it. Petals. Yeah, perfect. It's with 20 petals because there are only 20 members in the Himawari. And of course, the logo is being added with every family member being added. But for now, we have only 20 PFPs who are part of this very special group. So this, like, the highest rarity of it all. Wow. And we
actually just posted one at the top there, an exclusive reveal, and wow, that I didn't see that one, but that that Buddhist one, or that like, it's crazy, yo.
Wait, which one is it?
The with the yellow background. It looks like one of the like kind of.
Oh, that's a con mask. Like, I did a couple
crazy.
Damn, man! I didn't notice this this little reveal that you got going on. Shout out to you, by the way, for all these reveals during all these spaces. Like, during the past handful of spaces, you've been throwing up different reveals per space. Thank you, by the way, because, like, it's ridiculously crazy. Like, please, everybody, take a look and scroll through some of these.
That's insane.
Pins. Like, they're insane. They're insane. They're gorgeous, dog. Like, for real.
What's the rarest trait?
The rarest trait group is the mask, for sure. They're
I already knew that.
Good, you passed the test. Sure. We got about 80 unique masks in there, like, not counting colorways. And it has been
multiples of, like, those unique ones.
Multiples? What do you mean with that?
Is there, like, so you have 18 different versions? Are there, like, multiples of each?
No, I have 80 different versions, and there are different versions, like different colorways again on that. So
You got
there.
hold up. You got some like Naruto, a new Black Ops mask.
I don't think we have. No, we don't have Naruto masks in there. We got some
That's unbelievable,
painted.
bro. I'm lying, man.
It happens. Well, the mask you were talking about, Genki, there is actually a con mask, like a Thai theater mask, which I was involved with on my first big job, which was with Devolver Digital for a game which took place there. So I wanted to implement that, and essentially the masks. Just really interested me and how in a way that how could we like put those in the law and express something about the character that is behind it, because you always like hide yourself behind a mask, but at the same time are so expressive about the way you put these masks on, and they always express something about like they always look a certain way, right? So how can you like devote yourself to a certain faction while hiding yourself behind a mask? I don't know. It gets a bit dense, but that
No,
was
man,
essentially
it was dope. I noticed it right away because look, you guys know I'm Buddhist, right? So when the Thailand is a very Buddhist country, and you see this and it stands out right away. And yeah, man, that's dope. I didn't even know about this reveal here. So you see, I'm a fan too, man.
Is there
well,
any
thanks so
idea?
much.
Is there any idea how many whitelists y'all have given out?
Total number of whitelists. We are looking at an allocation, including those that ring bearers and OGs will be receiving, no higher than 2,000. But we're looking at approximately 2,000 in the initial whitelist phase. And then the secondary whitelist phase, we will have a period of 12 hours where the burner phone mob, big shout out there, will be able to mint as many as their wallet allows, obviously with a maximum per transaction, up to a limit of 1,500 amongst them. And we've got approximately 70 burner phone mob members, and any that are unminted in the initial whitelist, so not public, but the more standard whitelist phase of those 2,000. So let's say 500 to 700 don't get minted, just statistically a whole bunch won't. They'll get added to that pool of 1,500 as well. So we're likely looking at 2 to maybe 2.2K that the burner phone mob will be able to avoid the rush at public and mint.
Yo, thanks for that. And I'm just reminded a couple things real quick to maybe, I guess, as some say, reset the room. Y'all are listening to this Twitter space. And we got Ori up in the piece. And obviously all the wild cards are up in here. But I failed to recognize, and I apologize, as my homeboy right here just spoke, Malkier right there. Ori's got a team of people working with him, for him, around him, all that. So do you guys want to even quickly just say what your roles are? Because I know that Malkir's here. We got Genki's up in here. I know Ro is to thank for having or on Cardano. I think he's the dude who kind of put you in a headlock and brought you over this way.
It's funny you say that, Steve-O, because I've been in a few spaces here and there and seeing these guys, and they just ride deep, bro. It's just like they're always together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
I noticed that.
It's kind of like us. We're a gang.
Can you just give a brief introduction of who you are, what you're doing for the project, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, man, 100. You want? I'll take this one first, Mark. I think you went last time. All right, might see you in the gang. That's what's up. But nah, bro. I'm like the community manager, co-community manager here with Malkier. I'm 1/3 of the Cardano ministry. I've been in the space since 2016. So yeah, man. There you go. I like the Rocky music better, bro. Come on, I got to get me pumped. Let's go. I'm about to get my Joel Osteen on. Let's go.
Don't threaten Roy with a good time.
Bro, shit, you think I'm playing? Hey, bro, I get it. I've been in the space. I've seen some familiar faces. I know how y'all rock.
The champ is here.
There you go. Let's get it. But yeah, no, I'm one third of the Cardano ministry. We also run DRMZ stake pool. But yeah, that's what we're doing in the space, man. We're basically co-managing the Discord and kind of slowly moving dynamically with the project. You know, it's we're collectors first. I was a big collector in the beginning. I've been talking about all this since freaking like November. But you know, I knew it didn't have a big Discord. It wasn't the normal. You know, these things minted at $4.99. At the time, you know, ADA was a couple bucks, right? So I've always bought it for the art, man. Just the utility now that you know people are kind of used to now, especially in the bear market. People want facts and you know they want freaking you know prospectus sheets and shit like that. But like we're about art, man. We've always been about art. Oda's been
What
doing
the
this
fuck is
shit.
a DJ?
Exactly, bro. You about to find out. So let's. So you know, Oda's been doing it. Oda's been doing it since like 2016, bro. Like you know, before NFTs even jumped off. So you know, we're just trying to bring an artist to the space that you know that can contribute in a way that we want to, right? And it again, he chose Cardano for a reason because we're trying to you know foster innovation here with the whole proof of stake thing. You know, we can run the shit off of a fucking Raspberry Pi if you wanted to. Not ideal, but you know, you could do it if you needed to.
Yep.
But yeah, man, sorry, a little bit too much sacrament, but that's my rant.
That's what's up,
No,
bro.
there's never too much sacrament, my friend. As I exhale, it's all right. And Malkier, what's your role in the clique with the or team?
Beautifully spoken, Genki. As Genki kind of alluded to, we co-community manage our humble beginnings within the mob. I found Ore as dropping his stealth OG 30s in October last year, and you know didn't manage to actually become a proper OG until the just before the OG 111 drop, believe it or not, which is you know the most recent and largest drop. But I guess that passionate collector side of me just went as hard as was humanly possible, and I've just found myself spending, you know, initially it might have been minutes, and then quickly into hours in the Discord every day, and just creating like closer and closer and tighter connections and genuine friendships. That is something that I value more than just about anything in the space. There's some artists in here I noticed, and they're not here in all of the spaces, but some of them who are, you know, they're pretty niche, but also for people who really love their like individual, like beautiful art. Some that I've befriended, I noticed have hopped into this space recently, and for me, that's what this journey has really been about. And it only took a couple of months. Ended up a moderator through putting through an application, you know, written application. And I think it got announced, like for me at the moment, if I was in the 9 to 5, I'm in Melbourne, it's 10:30 in the morning. Everyone would be like, oh, you know, standard work hours. But I hopped in here off 2 hours sleep right now because, you know, I operate more like a vampire. You know, I think at the last space we had finished at 7:30 a.m. for me. But I'm just glad that, you know, as you said, we show up as a mob, some real gang shit, and you know, there's likely not going to be too much pressure on myself to hold down the fort today.
Yeah, you guys, like I said, you're on like 3 spaces today. Like, and I guess that's the blessing and the curse of having like, you know, Web3 be, you know, global, right? It's like, you know, it's possible that there are people who are in lots of different time zones. And again,
Space whores.
space wars. What?
What?
I heard horrors. Hold on.
Y'all everywhere.
Oh,
Oh,
they
there's
out
with a
there.
good time, man.
Yo, Malkier, I got to say something. I've said before, I'm not a big fan of Discord. I get confused. Again, thanks to my boy Taxi, I at least organized all my Discord groups and all that. But like, I'm not good at Discord. Shout out to Adapunks. I think that was the first Discord I was in that got me into Discord. and where actually I met a bunch of my family members for real. Love you guys. But there's very few Discords that I pop into often, and I think you notice like I go to the or a Discord pretty often as well, and yeah, like there's already a handful of dudes that I connect with, and it's been that easy just to again build a community to lack of better words, so much respect to that Discord.
Thank you. And I, as a part of the team, I'm touched when I hear the story of Aure's works and how it's impacted, you and your, relationship with the students, and how excited they were just to be witnessing, your journey in this project even before you snagged your OG. So I can't even imagine what it feels like for Aure, who's actually created this art and put his heart and soul into it. But even for me, like to hear those stories, that's kind of what it's all about, really. Because over time, let's say we fast forward 2-3 years from now, I can't even imagine how many of those mob stories we'll be looking at.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, these kids, like they know like the voice actors for these animes that they watch, right? And like so, like for real, and like they're like these voice actors are famous to these kids. So again, whatever, like me being able to talk to this dude who actually drew this shit that they're looking at in class, going like, "Yo, I want one of those." You know that dude? It's like you're as cool as one of the anime voice actors, and that's respect. That's not a diss at all, for real. Like that's like legendary for especially these kids. And
I got a
and
question.
who's going to be doing this next? And
Stevie showed up.
Oh shit! It's you again.
So I don't know if y'all have addressed it, but I think we need to get into it before we ramble on. So 2.5 million ADA. Do you have like a business plan with all that bread? Has there been plans enacted, new schemes made? Another question to that. Are you gonna buy a Lambo with your part of the loot?
Not here in Australia, because we have about a 30 to 50% luxury car tax on top. So I think I'll be international before I grab that Lambo. But real talk, mine will be a 911 turbo.
Like, how much of it are you gonna cash out?
I'm getting a Honda, bro. I got messed up.
You're gonna cash it all out ASAP. What's the business? What's the business plan? Can you write it up in a white paper so I can view it?
In a light paper or white paper? What should it be? We'll serve you one.
A GitHub.
How's it going, Ro?
How's everybody been enjoying this? Let's get to the core of it. The core, C-O. Yeah, right on. Yeah, business. That's what it's about. How's everybody doing? Exactly. We're pulling some all-nighters. So we actually updated our old website with a bunch of things for you guys to look at in regards to the business plan, roadmap, whatever you want to call it. There will be a nice dissertation on Monday in a nice GitHub for everybody to check it out. So far, we added parts of the roadmap and every bits and pieces that you want to know about us, from our values and ethics and business ethics to the Auremob community, what it entails, our ventures into, the metaverses, as we see them being here already, in our community on Twitter, wherever we explore, hanging with the mob, and, what will the PFP hold as utility and benefits. That's everything. That's all written down, so everybody will know about it. The money spending, the financial distribution, will be shown in a diagram, so everybody will understand where money would flow to. How many people. We have a diagram of who's involved. We will be doxing tons of the consultants and people we work with, developers, creatives. All that will be seen. So before anybody puts any ADA down to get into this project, they will be fully understanding where this is heading. If you're capable to compromise the complexity of this mob, then you will get it.
What
And
the fuck is a
yeah,
DJ?
exactly. Yeah, it's a DJ
So
right
that's
here.
gonna be on a website, all that info.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be in a
So we'll
nice,
see, like,
beautiful Git book.
so I'll see like a pie chart with how much the
Yeah, nice
artist,
doodles to enjoy.
how he put,
Exactly.
how much he gets to put in his pocket.
Or you're gonna have to throw some
Yeah,
extra
of
special
course,
little
of course.
Exactly.
stickers
And
in there.
yeah, and whenever he buys a pizza, you will see it moving out of his wallet.
Hell yeah.
That's how it goes.
He's gonna.
Before we,
I'll see when he buys his girl a Birkin bag.
Oh well, dude, trust me.
Absolutely.
If you have that Birkin bag link, you gotta tell me, man. I can flip that shit. Trust me.
Let me get the link, bro.
yo, bro, before we continue,
Yeah.
I've heard you speak in a couple of spaces, and you and the guys are kind of gangster. I appreciate that. You're very like in that in that grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm really interested to know what the fuck did you do before coming into the org game, man? Because you have that, you just drop it like this is what it is.
Wow, if you really want to know it, that's gonna be way too long for all of this. Trust me. But like to be honest, yeah, once upon a time there was a boy. No, for real. Uh, all right, I'm losing track here. Like, no, for real. Like, I'm a half Brit. I'm a half Scottish, half German boy from a lovely neighborhood in the south of Germany. And I was in a rap band my first teen years until the 20s. Yeah, exactly. Riding into the sun, and always been surrounded by creative communities. I was a graffiti writer. I was a skater. I was a break dancer. I break with one of the Munich's most notorious breakdance bands, Step to This. And I had a great teen life as an artist and embraced everything exactly. And then in my 20s, I started working at a nightclub, became the talent booker, manager of the club, P1, quite a famous nightclub. Booked about like 500 artists, from Pharrell to Wyclef to everybody you can think about. And never lost a love for hip hop. Obviously, always had some sideshows going on. Ran a music blog, and yes, exactly. That was one of my favorite bands, Mobb Deep, of course. And
Yup, yup.
so I've you trying to distract me, but you can't. No. And then I
Oh, he's not
kind of
trying to
like dived
distract you. He's
into
giving you a theme. He's just giving
yeah,
you
exactly.
background
No, I
music,
love
you
it. I
know?
love it. Love it. Just have to get used to it. I haven't been on the stage rapping for quite some time, so I have to get used to that backdrop and instrumentals. But anyway, so I've worked in entertainment for quite some time. Then I'm 43. I'm an old cat. So when my 30s hit, I moved to LA, lived in LA for 7 years, started managing artists, from all kinds of realms of the music industry, and really grinded my way into focusing how to live, and work and strive to support creatives in general, managing, photographers, managing artists in general, managing musicians, going on tour with them, like understanding the whole 360 game of music management, of artist management, how you can actually breathe and live in an environment like that with such a harsh industry, and just forged that kind of understanding. And that's how I came out at some point, understanding where I was. I grew up in a quite rough neighborhood. Um, um, of the ones we have in Germany, and for that reason, I was always walking, a tightrope between different societies, and in this club I was working, it was like a sheesh club, but I came from a neighborhood, like, I think the first actual German I saw was in the high school, and before that, I grew up with, people from Kosovo. There was like the Balkan Wars, you had Serbian people, so there was a lot of clash. You have Tunisian, Turkish people, a lot of those brothers really, we identified with a different culture. We didn't identify with, what was going on in Germany. It was like quite a weird melting pot. And for that reason, I was always on the move and trying to find a new form of identity in the subculture. Hip hop just helped me immensely to express myself and feel some relief in, seeing pop culture actually, and making one an enthusiast about, like, what you can imagine to be and strive towards. And that was the real hard knock school, a school of hard knocks I needed at the time. And then when I was in America, it was just brilliant just to see how the business dynamics were there, how people were just like, hey, I like you, you like me, let's get to business. We didn't have that in Germany. Everything is a bit more stuck up at the time.
Where
But
in America did you go?
actually, one of my first breakthrough artists gave me the chance to actually do, 56 city legs. We were touring, we were supporting bigger artists, and we were touring. So I saw everything. I saw, like, the Bible Belt. I saw every little, I saw, the Utah. I saw Salt Lake. I saw all the weird stuff, you want to see, and you understand kind of America at some point. I lived in Harlem, 135th, for some time with a friend of mine who played for a long time in a church there and lived in a brownstone. So I was like, getting up, going to a Harlem diner, 125th, hanging out, buying vinyls, So, I mean, I really embraced it fully, everything I saw back then in Germany, just in like in magazines, I was suddenly embracing, in my 30s. So I went full circle. And then,
So
I did a lot of, yeah.
what years were you doing shows with these groups in America? What
2010 to 2016, I was
all right.
really touring, and then I was still remaining in the US for a minute to kind of, gauge where I wanted to go after. But then I split from my business partner. I went back to Europe. I lived in London for a minute, and then I kind of started managing a band from South Africa. Then I moved to South Africa for a minute, and and kind of embraced Africa. Africa is like one of the most wonderful continents ever. Like, it's like, dude, if that's like the sleeping giant to me, Africa. And I have an African artist that I manage, and I just, embraced a lot of cultures, and for that reason, I do feel that I've seen a bit. And, I carved out my business ethics and my way of doing things, and how to work with artists, protecting their IP. And of course, I surrounded myself with tons of smart people that are far better than me in certain fields. And once you understand your weaknesses and strengths, you really know how to build teams. And that's what we, were able to do. But it
So
always has to start with the trust of an artist, and Aura entrusted me to support him on this mission, and here we are.
Yeah, he sounds like a seasoned hustler, first of all. And how did you and Aura meet up? Like, how did it start?
So I had a producer. I still actually work with that producer. He needed artworks in general, and he was a huge anime fan, and he had like all these ideas with doing anime stuff. And I had Aura somewhere linked in one of my Instagram filters or save options. I don't know. I don't use Instagram that much anymore, but I always kept a folder of the artists that I found by coincidence and that I really liked. And then when, this producer from Paris said like, hey, I really want an anime artwork or something, I was looking actually at this folder that I had, and I knew there was this guy in Berlin that I actually never contacted, and I just like hit him up. I was like, "Hey, dude, can I get some commissioned artworks going with him?" And then I realized that who Aura has been working with, and we just connected, and then we became friends. We had talks every now and then, as you can hear. I'm good for a chat. I literally, we became friends, and I've flung some other businesses to him, and other manager buddies hit me up and be like, "Hey, bro, you have some good artists, we know you know how to build brands and like, have a good feel for that." So I kind of like brought some stuff to him, and not like it was never with me. It's never just transactional. A lot of people thinking like, "Oh yeah, you gotta like the money plan and stuff." Like we have people that plan this for us, that are seasoned with this, and of course we understand a certain amount of business and know where money needs to go and know what a bargain is. But on the other end, for us, it's about building shit and building cool stuff for people and building amazing brands. And Ori and I had this relationship that we just were friends and we're like moving together. And then at some point when NFTs became far more relevant than they were in 2016 or 2017, like that was 2021 when we connected over it. We said like, "Hey, let's try something." And then it was just like natural.
Was that after you got your CryptoKitties or before?
I never minted a CryptoKitty. I literally sat in front of it,
Bull.
and
I swear I heard you say something about CryptoKitties early today.
yeah. Actually, yeah. Actually, I tried to mint them, but it was impossible. That people don't know how hard it was, to fucking mint these kitties. Like,
Well, just in case you need one, I got a couple extra CryptoKitties hidden in the wallet. So holler at your boy, roll for real.
Yeah, cool.
I want to jump in because you just like mentioned something that brought me up to like 10 questions I got for you. So I want to ask or mention some stuff. You mentioned Instagram, and we're all on Twitter right now. They're different worlds. They definitely are. And like about shit, maybe like 6 weeks ago, maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, or he had about like maybe like 4,000 or less than 4,000 followers on Twitter. But my friends, Ori already had like 145,000 followers on Instagram. So in the past 6 weeks, I don't know how many followers Ori's got right now, but I feel like the Twitter following has basically doubled in the past month and a half.
Yeah.
So that being said, how are you getting are these new people, I guess, that you're finding on Twitter, or are these people that are on Instagram that are like, "Oh shit, there's some shit popping over there on Twitter. I'm going to take this following I have here and start bringing it over to Twitter." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we had this in the other space today where people were a bit more pushy about asking, why or is not chilling the shit out of his Instagram and like trying to convert and mission this project into his Instagram following that he built prior to the NFT space.
Oh, I know. It's taken many steps for the Instagram following to build. And I
exactly. And it was a different ball game, and it was a different ball game. And with Twitter, actually, to be honest, I always had a Twitter, but
be honest,
for me, I kind of always knew how to build certain social media followings, and I, built really big accounts. But it's just a different thing. The people that live on Instagram, they not all of them have a notion about what's going on the blockchain. And we said from the get-go, we're going to build this organically on the mediums that are thankful for what you have to say about this technology. And we literally started pushing stuff on Instagram, and the flood of hate and trolls, and we did it over and over again and tried to explain and did everything that everybody says we should do. Like we really explained why we're on Cardano, yada yada. And then when you start a project and you get all this hate flooding in Like, that's not how you want to start a project. So we said, like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
let's focus on the stuff we actually need to build. Like, we started on Twitter, and I was in the beginning, just the first months, like, doing like a 3-year-old with crayons trying to handle Discord, which was a new medium to me as well. But like, even though I'm 43, I can still like build some stuff. And that was what we are doing. It's super organic, and we also did
Mm-hmm.
not come into the scene and said, hey, we have like in the backlog 1,000 artworks from Ore. Let's just do a drop of 1,000 in the next 3 months, or let's chill and find some fancy promoter or anything. Or go on Ethereum. No, we said slow and steady wins the race. We're gonna start with a stealth drop, as Malkia said, and just like see what's happening. Really find out, honing in on the people, getting to meet the people. And I always say the community is co-writing our storyline, and to understand Web3 is to actually having built your own community and having an understanding of how that community is an important, intricate part to your storyline and narrative.
Real talk. Malky, you got your hand up. I got a question about IP, but please, what you got, brother?
Mine was just, a little bit more of a basic breakdown of that recent explosion. And in terms of you asking who we might have tapped into, in all honesty, I think the vast majority of that extra, 4 to 5,500 Twitter followers was the majority of that was just different reaches of the Cardano NFT ecosystem for the most part. A lot of people were kind of aware of Ore, and they were like, damn, that's some sick art. But the drops are quite exclusive and a little bit infrequent. And for a lot of people, especially if they're here to invest, they're here to make money, or maybe here to flip. If they're either, if they don't get in, then they may not spend the time to follow and hang around. But in the last month, really, we just turned it on. We took in a new hire, Q, and he's probably listening in now. And he said, "Hey, like, you guys need to increase your outreach. Like, there's not too much efforts in relation to that." And he gave me a little bit of a rundown and said, "Hey, like, are you happy to run some raids?" And I'd never done that before, but I was like, "Yeah, like, fuck it. I'm a medieval fantasy reader. Like, can I put a bit of world building, some lore and some stories into it?" And he was like, "Yeah, just go for it." And started a channel, throwing together a few kind of paragraphs to get people hyped up, send them out to a potential target. And within a day, found somebody else within the Auto Mob community who was just an obvious shoe-in as a secondary leader in Mr. Singularity. I think one of our first raid targets, they're actually here in the audience. We're looking at Fart, and that was one that Mr. Singularity, I think, had a little bit of like a pre-standing relationship within the community. And things have kind of just escalated in some, pretty funny, cool ways. Like, she engages like an absolute legend, so shout out there.
Yo,
and
for
she's
real,
been kind of...
she does. Shout out to Fart real fast, Malky. Malky, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to, just because shit, we're here and we're hanging out. And it's already, it was hectic at the beginning of the show. This and that. We're the wild cards. That's how it is. First hour and a half, we record this shit, we kill it, then we come right back uncut, extra sexy. But I got to shout out my girl Fart over there, because let me tell you something, Malkier, and everybody in the Ore squad that was just talking about hip hop. So, like, about a month ago, there was just some fun beef in the squad, and there was a rap battle between Viva La Coin and D Clay. That's right, D Clay. And shit hit the fan. And I say humbly, I love the wild cards, but Viva definitely pulled the finishing move and ripped D Clay's like spine and head and ripped it up right up like in Mortal Kombat. So after that, I'm like, yo, Viva, I'm gonna kill you, dude. Like, I don't even rap, but I'm like, let's do this. If you're ready for this, I'm ready. I don't even rap, but do this. And he's like, no. I'm just gonna throw my wife in front of the bus instead. So listen to this, or if you didn't know, Fart, your girl Fart, who you just said engages, This girl and this dude right here had a battle last week, and we beat the shit out of each other. She beat up my mom, like, for real.
Wild cards, bitches.
Like, it was crazy. I forgot to touch on that earlier. So shout out to Fart for engagement, but also for battling, having fun, being nasty, being rude and inappropriate, and again, all for fun and a laugh, because that's how we fucking do it up in here. So I didn't mean to sidetrack, but you just brought up Fart.
No.
I see her like laughing, smiley little faces thing, so I had to shout her out. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same as well. Like, she hasn't gone unnoticed whatsoever in the last month and a bit, and she's kind of been sitting waiting patiently for a whitelist. But I've kind of told her to sit tight, be like, hey, we recognized, you were running for us pretty early, like, and happy to support us before things really took off. So just in the last hour or so, we have left a little something there in her wallet, which has kind of been a long time coming. And not trying to shill or anything like that. This is more of like recognition. It's more like payment and a thank you for that support which we've already had.
Yo, that's what's up. Just so you know, you can drop anything in my wallet anytime you wish. That's Stevie Crypto with the dollar sign instead of the S.
You're rugging there, man. I think you're rugging.
It happens every time I try to ask for something. You know what I mean? Like, my boys are doing giveaways, and I'm not
You're
getting
rugging
shit.
again.
Exactly. So, speaking of giveaways, hey, Cobra or Hemi or somebody who knows shit, we doing a giveaway tonight?
Listen, the first pin tweet on top from Or, it says live exclusive PFP reveal for this late night show with wild cards. Go ahead, take that, like it, retweet it, follow Or, and follow the wild cards account to win a whitelist.
Can I win?
Shit. I don't know. You gotta ask Cobra. He's in charge of that shit, just like he said. All right, your boy Cobra.
No.
Ooh. All right. So, if how long are we gonna give this retweet and everything until we do a giveaway, Cobra?
Roll the first couple of
Next 5 minutes, you heard. Okay, so I think it was Ro who was just mentioning, or somebody, I'm sorry, we've been talking to everybody, I love it. IP. I don't know shit. Is IP the ownership of the usage of the image in any other way, shape, or form? Can somebody elaborate? And to what degree is there the allowance of doing shit? Because straight up, I'm going to say it right now, to be honest, this is just me. I want to throw that shit up on like a hoodie and rock that shit. I got a boy with fucking printing shit and everything. I'll rock that shit all day. Can I?
Yeah. So this whole the whole commercial license thing and IP ownership in general is something that is not an easy task for anybody in the NFT space. Of course, we can say like, hey, you can fully exploit those. For example, from Germany standpoint out, like from lawmaker side, copyrights are not really alienable. So even if, which we're doing, we're like consenting with like, hey, rights are transferred to you. If at any point in time, there would be some ruling or judgment over the handover of those rights, it would become tricky. And that's what everybody's facing. If it's the Bored Ape guys or whatever, it's not an easy task to actually say like, oh yeah, of course you can exploit it, because there's a backlog of a whole legal worldwide differentiation when it comes to handing out those licenses, but boiling down to just a simple yes, you can sell hoodies with your own, Orimob PFP if you like. We have nothing against it. You can have a full commercial license or rights or whatever you want, and we will always stand by that word. And it's also on the disclaimer. But just so you understand, it's not an easy task to just like say, yeah, it's possible, and then stand legally by what we say, because some of the legalize some of the some countries just don't allow it in the way that we would or everybody wanted to happen.
So if I use my PFP, which is part of the Aura brand, essentially, in a negative way that you don't like, you're not going to sue me?
No. No, I mean
But
that's your identity. Look, the commercial rights, on an NFT project are obviously,
we get it.
we
Different
want
countries,
to,
different laws.
yeah, exactly, and we want to make sure. So it's more about IP in general, IP or intellectual property rights, being handed over. In certain countries, it's just not possible. You can't say like, "Hey, I wrote the song, or and now I give it to you, and you can say you wrote it." It's not possible. You can't hand over that copyright in that way. But what we can say and what we can promise and pledge and whatever, and even put it on the website, which we will do, is that once you purchase this NFT, that the rights to use it in any way or form commercially are fully handed over, and you can do that. And we're not suing you for you starting, a weed company with your PFP as a ambassador or whatever. Like, it's all yours. We want you to own that identity. But when you really talk about the legal essence of things, it becomes quite a rabbit hole in itself. Trust me, you don't want to be a lawyer.
I get that. I think I
When
guess
can
the
we
big
buy your
difference.
merch?
Ooh.
Already
Yeah, merch is,
available.
yeah, the Aura merch is available. There will be dedicated Aura Mob merch coming through always. I think I was today not lectured, but I was told "phygital" is a shitty word. But like, we definitely want to play around with connecting physical to digital and vice versa
Is it
products.
like limited supply type stuff, or it's just like a
Yeah,
billion shirts?
absolutely. No. Like, do you really want to know? I mean, if you scroll down Or's Twitter feed, at some point you will see him sitting in his studio, printing on his printing machine, like a Beastie Boys type of back alley merch producer, and he gets the best cotton, cotton shirts and hoodies, and puts a lot of effort into that.
Can we
And
put that up at the top? Someone pin some merch that I can go buy right now. Am I buying with ADA or cash?
so you have to ask the man. So let me get something up for you. One second.
Yeah, I'm on it. I got you. No worries.
Cool.
I'm gonna say right now, I think that's great news, or something great to hear, that you can do whatever. I wasn't even talking about like putting it on a brand for like my ice cream truck. I'm kidding. I don't have one, right? Right, Cobra. I heard that today. But like if I want to throw my shit on a hoodie, or if I want to print it up on something and be on anything on gear, if I want to rock that gear,
I want to wrap my Lambo with my 100 piece,
Yeah, it's all, you can do that. I mean, that's why we always
you could do
we
that.
always
Wrap
tell,
that Lambo, Beto.
yeah, wrap that Lambo, Pito. Just make sure, just make sure that no, you can do what you want with this, obviously, and there's a saying, never cross the mob. For us, it's just important that everything is being shared and lived within the community. Whatever you do, just hopefully you do it with according to some of the values and ethics the community has brought forward. That's really it. But the whole
How
IP
many are you
story
buying, bro?
is
Sorry, how many are you
what?
buying, bro? How many are you gonna put in your wallet?
How many PFPs am I buying? I'm going to spend close to 20,000 ADA on the PFP project myself from a private fund.
Where are you buying at? In the whitelist phase or the
Yeah.
public phase?
No, I have some OGs, and so I will spread it out, obviously. And we're not like we did, for example, just to understand how we roll. We did not pre-mint in the OG phases, so we never kind of like, apart from one OG card where we asked our early collectors if it's okay that Ore actually buys his own OG artwork, and he bought it with his own ADA. We always just also minted, and there was mints where we actually stood back. There was the demon mint, the demon drop, and I really wanted one because Ore was going on about his vacation in Prague and like all the stuff, and I was just like so infatuated with these Aura demon cards, and I wanted one, and then I just like saw all these collectors just like being so happy that this coming out, and I thought like, okay, I can't do it, man. Just like you guys mint this, so. So I had like 5 OGs over the course of all of the 252 coming out, and but I had to sell some to reinvest into the project and pay
Balls
folks.
to the wall.
Yeah, it was a sad tale. So Genki, did you bring up some? Did you share some of the? Oh yeah, here we go. You have to bring up the cowboy boots? I think yeah. If you look at the shared posts up there. There's one with the boots where he's making the prints and working on the backgrounds. So that's a fun thing to look at. But we're still missing the merch. I'm not sure if Genki is posting any of the merch.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
here we
bad.
go.
I just posted it up there. Yeah, check it out, man.
You better listen to your boss now.
Hey, I am my own boss, bro.
Hey, there's no boss. There's only the mob. There's no boss. I hate that word.
Have ambition, bro. You got it. You're gonna make it, bro. I see you.
Yo, nice boots though. By the way, for real, that's a real. That's some real shit right there. That's yeehaw.
Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted anymore. Thank you. Yeah, I got them for a Halloween costume actually, and then I never took them off.
Yeah, he sleeps with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are gangster, dog. I like those. You gotta get like some like silver like heels or spurs on those things.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, I don't know if many people can share the experience of walking in cowboy boots, but you walk a different way. You definitely you put some swag into that. Like, absolutely, like the boots make the person. That's what I can definitely recommend it to everyone. Get yourself some cowboy boots.
Hell yeah, it's like those duster jackets. You've seen those things? Like if you wear one of those, you feel like a renegade all day. So you throw some boots up in there, you got some extra swagger. I need some cowboy boots.
Absolutely. Or a mop duster jacket and or a mop cowboy.
Okay, when mint. So, yo, what else? Who else we got? We got any?
Where are those shipping from?
Oh, there we go.
We're shipping from
Berghain. From Berghain.
I'm American. Where's that at?
That's in Berlin. We're shipping from Berlin, Germany. We actually had like a bit of a trouble with the shipping service because that was just switching up on us. But now we are. No, we're shipping with the DHL, so it's also tracked and everything.
Hey,
What
talking
is 69 pounds in ADA? Or whatever the symbol is. 69 foreign country symbol. What is that in ADA?
It's called Euro.
Hey, shout out Chingo Bling, bro. Talking
So
about
about
bullshit.
I'd say about 150 approximately at this given time.
Alright, I'll buy 10.
Are you buying all
Yo,
the
Steve,
wild
I want.
cards or almost all the wild cards?
Yo,
Hope, are
Steve,
you announcing some giveaways right now? Is that what's going on?
Steve, I'm going to open up the floor for anybody in the audience who wants to hop up real quick and ask a couple of questions. Go ahead and request now if you guys are going to come up.
Yo. So I have a question, if that's welcomed on this wonderful Friday.
Yeah, go ahead, big dog.
Yeah, so first off, we wear white shrimper boots where I'm from, so that's a whole new market y'all can advertise on. But for me personally, right, so exposed to anime, I like some things. That's not my world, right? No disrespect. I do like the art that I've seen a lot. So as someone kind of on that fringe, someone who's seen the market kind of hype isn't really moving like hype used to move, and I'm interested, but I'm not sold. Like, how would y'all present this to me in a way for me to get hyped and say, I want to dive right in? You know, y'all feel what I'm getting at?
That's Diamond Badger, by the way, a.k.a. the Cosmic Adonis, a.k.a. the Intergalactic Aphrodisiac, a.k.a. my man Sean, a.k.a. Diamond Badger. Sorry. Answer the question. My bad.
I think everything starts with the art, and even if you're not into anime per se, you will see, strong essences from, pop culture, and those really reflect in the art as well. So if you have those links, with other pop culture phenomenons or subcultures, you will definitely resonate with it. So I pinned something to the top as we speak. Dig in. There you see kind of like a lot of the projects that Aura's working on. So that's some alpha that is from a press deck that we gave to Mr. Bianco, our PR agency out of Tokyo. And it kind of shows some of the project visualizations of commissions that Aura did. And you see not only, anime, you see strong, hip hop features, you see a lot of swag and bling. And I think for that only, just me coming from hip hop, looking at just that collage, and Ora churned this out. I asked him like, "Hey, we need a good page for our PR company," and he churned this out. And just looking at this thing, I would print this out and hang it up on the wall. And for that reason, when it just comes to art, that is something where I say, look, there's a strong case here that this is something very unique and special. And then when it comes to all the benefits or utility coming with the project, we did not let go and saying just like, hey, okay, we started with art and we've proven, even though it's only 252 OGs, that we can create a very strong art hype around this, and like you buy this for $4.99, and it suddenly Malkia would know suddenly have a floor price between 5 to whatever 8,000 ADA. That alone is a proven case here that we create something, we sell it, and people just love it. So that alone stands for itself. And then we add, certain benefits to it. We add innovation to it. We're creating a casing company called Encase that is a authentication grading service for CNFTs. And at the same time, the PFP holders will get a airdrop or a coupon to then get their PFP encased in one of those cases. And the case company will also have, multi-chain. We have an effort to, or we have an interest to make this multi-chain suitable. So, we can bring in other NFT projects, kind of curate them. We already have a partner project for the Treasure DAO. And we have a partner project with NMaker for one project in the books, and we have at least 10 applications already from people having heard about this, and other projects, a lot of projects everybody knows about that are interested in what can we do, because what we create is not linear, and Aura always calls it the Dark Souls approach. The story unfolds as you go, and it's always dynamic, and it's always interesting. So if you really want to know what we're into in a pitch, it's hard to pitch this in an elevator, to be honest. It's more about digging into the community, just reading the vibe there, how people talk about the projects, how enthusiastic they are. I think that's where you catch most of the drift, rather than me force feeding some super facts into you in a short amount of time.
What the fuck is a degen?
What is a degen?
What the
That was the
fuck is a degen?
soundboard.
What the fuck is a degen?
Thank you. Sorry,
Yeah, have y'all announced royalties on the 10K collection?
Yes, we announced 6% on the 10K collection.
Our big bet. I like that.
Before we continue, the whitelist winners are on top right now. We have, I think it's Papa. Hey, what's up, Papa Gam? We have Ada Girl and Just Oscar. What's good? That's what's up. I need you guys to give me a DM. All right, I'll get with you guys in a few minutes.
That's what's up. Congratulations, Holmes.
Yeah.
Baba Booey.
What's up, fam? So I was more of a
Baba Booey.
I think it was like a week or two ago. You were in a space, and I asked you about D&D, Ori, and I just want to let you know I was a bard. I played with my son, and it was fucking great. I mean, it was a little long for me, but I took the energy you recommended, and I just was wilding out. And 3+ hours later, it was great. So I just wanted to thank you for that. Your project, while I would love to say I wish it was cheaper, just selfishly, so I could get more of them. It meant a lot to me, and so I'm a supporter because of that shit with my having that great energy with my boy.
Damn. You have no idea how happy that makes me feel.
And my character, if you check, I DM'd you my character out of homage. I called myself Aura. So yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, definitely got to check that out, man. That's awesome. That's really, really cool that you got a lot of fun out of the game. And as we were speaking before about it, it's the simplest way to experience amazing stories. And always happy if I can nudge someone into the direction of experiencing that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you.
Is there any JoJo anime inspiration anywhere in those OGs?
I know the JoJo. Damn, my phone is so old. It's like 7 years old, and sometimes when I press the unmute button, it just won't unmute. It's like an old horse that just doesn't do what you want him to do.
So you get a new phone before Lambo, my friend.
Yeah, definitely.
At least it's not a dead horse, In Germany, we have a saying: if you sit on a dead horse, get off.
No, I get. I think the moral of the story is that I definitely got to get a new phone, which works because I've been rugging in these places as well.
If it's a salty cream horse, though, then you're good to go, right, Chronic?
To answer your question, there's actually there's an influence from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, specifically Part 4. Somewhere in there, maybe you can spot it once it comes out.
Ooh.
Every time I hear or I always think of like a JoJo scene where he's beating the shit out of someone, spamming The word or whatever the fuck it says sounds similar.
Well, that's a beautiful connotation. I'm very happy that it brings up that memory.
Yeah, so I needed to know from these team members before I met, and it's will affect my
Bro,
position.
talking to your mic.
Oh, can you hear me?
Barely. Sound like you're in a
Hecka's in the
plastic
bathroom, man.
bag, bro.
Maybe.
So
So,
where's
Hecka.
Strug?
favorite JoJo
Hecka's
part?
in space right now. Hold on.
He said, "What's your favorite JoJo part?" My man Hecka got a JoJo tatty.
My
Full
favorite-
chest piece. Like, yeah. He's got the whole strip on across his chest.
Like a young Terry Crews, that Hecka.
Man, Hecka be built like that, huh? Oh, that be flexing pretty hard.
Did you hear his question? I know it was hard to hear him in that plastic bag, but I think he asked, "What's your favorite JoJo scene?"
My favorite JoJo scene or my favorite JoJo's part? Because it's
I guess either or.
It's like it's a mix of 3 and 4. Part 3 is basically I think it's the most fun, and part 4 is just has an amazing antagonist and villain, and has just this I don't know. It's very very special. It's exactly as bizarre as the title says, so it always holds a special place in my heart. And my favorite scene is from part 3, where Abdul comes back from the dead, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Abdul," and then he says, "Yes, I am." That's always that's like burned into my brain. I will never forget that.
Hell yeah.
Yo, was he behind bars in that scene? I don't know. This is just random. I feel like I know this, and I'm not a heavy JoJo head.
Okay, don't explain.
Well, no, I don't think he's behind bars. I think he's expected to be dead, but then he comes back and he has like an awesome pose pointing to the ground and says, "Yes, I'm here." So that's it's awe-inspiring.
Yo, we have Paco on. We have Paco up there. What's up, man? How's it going? Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Pop go bang, yeah.
How's it going, brother? Everything good?
Yeah, all good, all good. Here in the UK, just listening in. I just wanted to get a little bit more information. Obviously from Aura. I won the Christmas giveaway, so thank you guys. Received it, amazing. Absolutely loved the match. What I just wanted to kind of understand is obviously there's a team. Have you guys got a team that's delegated to educating the people who are on Instagram but perhaps don't know too much about NFTs? Because I know that your account is sort of like 159k. So potentially that's a lot of people that you could bring over to the Cardano community.
They already answered this, brother. Basically, they got a lot of hate, and it's not easy.
I do not want to bring any FUD at all. I just wanted to know if there's anyone in your team that's delegated to reach out to people that maybe don't know about NFTs.
I mean, today somebody offered their advice on another space. I think the guy was called Works or something, and he offered that we could add a big Cardano ADA sign on the Instagram channel, and we thought it was not the right ideas, so we kind of no, just jokes aside, we have not. We do not have anybody delegated to trying to educate people on Instagram, because currently the workload with building this project, and really embracing the community that's in for the ride are our, foremost. They are the most important part for us right now.
Given how many people follow you on Instagram, do you think that there's a possibility that you will potentially get a team member on board that could educate people that don't maybe know about NFTs and learn about Cardano and the OG project and the 10K project that you're releasing as well.
Yeah, I think I could touch on that a little bit. Like Rose said, we currently don't have a dedicated person, but me in my things that I run, like I said, I'm 1/3 of the Cardano ministry and the DRMZ stake pool. So although we don't have a dedicated person here, our stake pool did just partner with the Blockchain Learning Center, and so we're actually doing that as far as trying to educate the global population on blockchain in general, not just Cardano, but definitely Cardano focused, but just trying to provide blockchain learning just to the masses, right? Because it is an important thing. And I'm relatively new to the team, but it is something that thanks for bringing it up, and it's something that I will definitely put a pin in and focus. But it is different mediums, like we were saying earlier. Instagram is a lot different than Twitter, and a lot of people on Instagram actually do not like that Ores over here, right? So we're trying to slowly change their minds, but like Rose said, we don't want to force feed anybody anything. We want everybody to be here on their own volition, not necessarily because, hey, you may be able to make this money on this flip, which I know a lot of people are pissed about the price, but hey, look, yeah, man. So it's something that we're definitely looking into. So I hear you, man.
Yeah, I mean,
The champ is here.
How many people are listening in?
Like a butterfly, baby.
The champ is here.
Yo, listen, I'm sorry to interrupt where we're at right now, but I'm getting yelled at by Roy right now.
The champ is here.
He's getting antsy. So check it out. Here's the deal. As usual, so the wild cards, right? Like the first hour and a half, we hit that shit with the record, and we shoot it up to like Spotify, YouTube, my mom's house, all that stuff, and that's no lie. Like we already know that.
Wild cards, bitches.
We already know that, Mom. So she's distracted me too. Ro, I just got it. I get what you mean now. I didn't get it till right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up wrapping up this segment in a second, and what we do is we start up right away, right afterwards. Unrecorded, uncut, extra something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's how we do. So on behalf of all the wild cards right now, real quick, I want to say thank you, sincerely thank you to the whole crew right here from Ore. Everybody, Genki, seriously, Malkier, we got, I think Rose still up in the piece. We got a bunch of these dudes who represent and work with and for the company and project to make shit pop. We got a lot of info, which I really appreciate. I really did wanted to get that clarification about if you were into Conway or not, and if that whole Zelda thing was silly or not. And yeah, man, we're gonna wrap this shit up. If Kahuna's in the house, I don't know if he is. Am I just putting him on the spot? But if he's in the house, I'd love it if he does the outro. If not, we're still gonna play that music, be idiots for about 2 minutes, and then killing it, start it right back up. You feel me?
Yeah, mad respect for you guys coming out. I appreciate you guys.
Definitely, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you very much, and shout out to those who won that whitelist, for real. That's fucking gangsta. So we'll see you in a minute anyways. Thank you guys very much. Please feel free, all you guys from Ore, to just come right back if you want. Thank you so much, guys, for being here.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Come on, Big K. Let's go, baby. What are you doing down there, bro?
Calling the professor. Calling the
There
professor.
he is. Come on. You're going to have Baba Booey do it? The voice is going to do it?
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Vito.
What's
Uncut.
what do you want, brother?
Thank you for listening to Wild Cards. Please rate and review and share the podcast. The more the merrier. And until next time, have a kick-ass day. Thanks for listening.